Hello, everybody, and welcome to our student virtual panel here at the Huntsman School of Business today. We're super excited to be doing this with you and to be able uh, to hear from your questions. So let's just get right into it. First, let's just do some introductions. I'll just start by introducing myself. My name is Kelly. I am a current sophomore at the Huntsman School of Business, and I'm loving every minute of it. I'm doing a dual major in accounting and finance. So if you're interested in either one of those things, feel free to come talk to me. And I'm also doing an English minor. So just having a lot of fun with it and really enjoying it. Also, I forgot to mention I'm from Heber City, Utah. So I grew up there, which is about 2 hours south of Logan, if you're familiar with that. So we have some great ambassadors here today. These are all members of the ambassador team at the Huntsman School of Business. We're all really excited to talk to you. It's something we really love about our jobs, is being able to hear from students and being able to talk to them. So I would like to go to each of the ambassadors, have them introduce themselves a little bit, and we'll go from there. Let's start with Jordan, please.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Jordan Casey. I am a junior here, and I'm studying marketing. I am from Syracuse, so it's about an hour south of here. It's in Davis County, so if you're familiar with that, go Titans. But yeah, I'm super excited to talk to you, all of you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jordan. Now we'll follow with Anna, please.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm a freshman up here, and I'm studying business management, and I am from Harriman, Utah, which is about 20 minutes southwest of Salt Lake.
Awesome. Thanks, Anna. We'll go with Tyler now.
Hello, my name is Tyler Cowley. I am currently a sophomore, and I, as well, am getting a dual major in finance and accounting. Callan's just too cool of a guy not to follow in his footsteps. So I, too, am getting a dual major in finance and accounting with a minor in real estate. English just didn't cut it for me. So, and then I'm also from Bountiful, Utah, but I went to Woods Cross. Go Wildcats.
And my name is Mitchell Miles. I'm from Orem, Utah. I'm a junior and I'm studying business management.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So it looks like we're having some people come into this. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go through the question portion. That's kind of why we're here. This is an opportunity for you guys to ask any questions that you may have. Feel free to ask about anything, whether it be about the Huntsman School of Business in particular and the programs that are available to you here. If it's about majors or anything like that, we're happy to answer those questions. But feel free to ask about life as an Aggie in general, whether it be about student life, whether it be about housing or anything that you might have, as well as just like adjusting in college life is something that I think a lot of people wonder about. So what we're going to have you guys do, if you could just on your YouTube browser there in the comments section, you're able to type something and we'll be able to read it from there. But if you could please, when you ask a question, write your name and your email to be able to do so, that would be incredibly helpful. Because we are actually going to do a drawing for these AirPod Pros here. So everybody who asks a question will be entered into the drawing to the AirPod Pros. So we'll just kind of wait for a minute while you guys maybe think of your questions. And please start asking away. All right, so let's start with one thing here. Just while some of those questions are coming in, if we could have the ambassadors maybe go one by one in that same order we just did, and talk about your favorite parts about John M. Huntsman School of Business, as well as your favorite parts about being an Aggie in general.
Yeah, so I'll go first. My favorite part of being at the business school is that like it really pushes me and it forces me to grow in ways that like I know I'm gonna like it's gonna be useful in the future. Today I was sitting in my finance class and we were doing statistics and it was crazy. And for a minute there, I was like, why am I here? This is terrible. Like I didn't sign up to do statistics, but I realized how applicable it is to real life. And that's my favorite thing about being a business student is everything you learn you're gonna be able to apply it somewhere down the road in your life. And then my favorite part of being an Aggie in general is just the people. Like everybody up here is super nice. Everybody wants to be your friend and hang out and do all sorts of crazy things. And like people do crazy things all the time. Like I see people practicing Quidditch on the quad, or there's some engineering students who made a couch drivable, so they'll like drive it around campus every now and then, which that's pretty cool. And like you just see crazy things, and there's always something fun happening. So that's my favorite part.
Okay, that's like so funny you said that. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's literally awesome. So my favorite thing about the business school, honestly, is just the culture of the kids here. I feel like everyone is so genuine and outgoing, and it's been so easy to just, break up a conversation with someone. I feel like everyone here is just very personable, very kind, but also really, really hardworking students go to this business school. So it definitely pushes you to do your best, but also it's a really fun atmosphere. So I think it's definitely that good balance. My favorite part about being an Aggie is, I'm just going to totally repeat what Jordan said, like the people. Honestly, I think if you're looking for that college life and you're really looking to, dive in and just do tons of activities and meet tons of people, I think being an Aggie is like the best way to have a fun college experience and to just, dive in and get involved. So that's been my favorite thing about being an Aggie.
Awesome. Yeah. So my favorite thing about the business school is definitely the professors. A lot of the professors, they have real world experience. So they're coming in from Fortune 500 companies and other prestigious positions out in the business world. And they are able to then teach us real world examples. And they're just not telling what they read in the business book or from a curriculum in their PhD program. They're telling real life examples and ways that we can apply the information that we're receiving in the classroom outside into the real world. And also, you'll find out real quick at the business school that your network equals your net worth. And these professors are invested in their students. So they're going to tap into their network and through their connections. A lot of my fellow classmates here at Utah State and even myself have been exposed to those networks, and it's been very, very beneficial for me and also them. So that's a huge selling point for the business school. And my favorite part about being an Aggie, I don't want to be a broken record, but the people definitely set us apart. But the other thing is the outdoors. Logan Canyon, you have to be careful driving because it'll literally take your breath away. So you got to make sure to stay focused and on the road. But Logan Canyon is probably one of the most beautiful canyons in all of Utah. A lot of fun hikes. Bear Lake's super close. Beaver Mountain is awesome to ski at. So I think it's the outdoor activities for me that makes me love up being an Aggie.
Okay, I'll keep it quick, but my favorite part about the business school is probably Focus Fridays. And to build on what Tyler was saying about networking, Focus Fridays is a great way to network. So in the business school, if you don't know already, we don't have a class on Friday. So what we do have is is Focus Fridays like professional development where we have career fairs and they'll have leadership forums where really cool people come and talk, and it's a great place to network and meet new people.
Sweet. Thank you, guys. Okay, so let's get to some of the questions. We have some coming in. And I would just ask, I would remind you guys, if you ask a question, please put your email. Because if you win the AirPod Pros at the end of this, we're going to be emailing you about your information to be able to get those AirPods to you. So if you have asked a question already, go ahead and just shoot your email through the comments, and we'll make sure we get that. But all right, so we'll first start with a question from Logan Johnson. And Logan asked, in 2 sentences, why did you choose your major? So we have some ambassadors that would like to take that one. Okay, go ahead, Jordan.
So like I said, my major is marketing, and like I could go on and on in a paragraph and like an essay about why I chose it, but in 2 sentences, it's creative and it's analytical. And so I knew, like, I've always known I wanted to do something creative, but I also do like the strategy and the analyzing and all the different aspects of marketing. And I feel like it was the best major that combined creativity and like analytical skills into one. And so that's why I chose it. And then I also chose it, like, I know this is more than 2 sentences, but back in high school, I took a marketing class and I really liked it. I thought it was fun. And so I said, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I've just still loved it. So.
Awesome. Can we maybe have one more person jump on that? Okay. Anna?
So my major is business management, and the reason why I chose that is because, one, I feel like we need good leaders in this world. I think we need people who know how to, work with a group of people, work with different kinds of people, be able to really, bring diversity together and make it work, no matter what that looks like, where that, applies to. And so, and it honestly really showcases my personality and what I love to do, which is working with people and, just being a leader. And again, I think it's really important for kids to know and understand, how to really take charge of a situation and be able to pull a group of people together. And like I said, it could be applied to absolutely any career field that you want to go into. So more than 2 sentences, but that was about as short as I could take it. So
Awesome. Very, very nice. It's hard to keep it to 2 sentences when you're passionate about stuff. All right. So now we will go to Mallory Packard. She has asked, is it hard to dual major? And we will go to Tyler for this one because he's a dual major.
This is a great question, Mallory. Personally, hard is pretty relative. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't challenging. But what's awesome about the Huntsman School of Business is that we're required to take those business acumen courses. So in these acumen courses, you get exposed to all the different majors within the business school. So it's kind of like a major exploration. So you get those 2 base courses down under your belt. So for me, I was actually declared accounting my first semester, and accounting's definitely tough. And then I also fell in love with finance, but I'm a little too stubborn to drop my accounting because it's such a good platform and it's a good position for the future. So I decided to just add on my finance a major as well. And when I sat down and talked with Ben Blau, who's my finance professor, he pretty much told me that it's a difference of not even a full semester. So I then was able to kind of position and schedule the most efficient way to graduate, not adding that much more time to my schedule. So that was a big blessing. And then, of course, anything that's challenging is worth doing. So if it's uphill and if it challenges you, then I think you're moving in the right direction. So for me, to get outside my comfort zone and feel like I was getting the most out of my education, I really wanted to be exposed to not only accounting, but also finance as well and pursue both of them. So definitely is difficult. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't, but well worth it. And the business school, you can really mold the degree that you want. You can tailor make it and make what you want of it. So that's a couple really positive things about the business school.
Sweet. Thank you, Tyler. Dare Mighty. If you haven't heard that by now, you're going to hear it a lot once you're here. Just make sure you're always trying to challenge yourself and go outside of your comfort zone. Okay, so we will move to Jolene now, who asked, what is the hardest business acumen class? And which ambassador would like to answer that?
Maybe one of you older people who have taken all of them.
Go ahead, Tyler.
For me, it was definitely data analytics or the data classes. When I look at computers, it's a foreign language for me, and you have to do some computer like SQL query coding and a lot of these different things that I'm not too, I would say, even competent in. So those were definitely the hardest. But one cool thing is that in my internship last summer, I was actually asked to perform a pattern miner that I learned about in my data class. So even though I hated my data class, the information that I took within it was able to separate me from the other interns, and I was able to perform the task that was at hand because of that class. So it was definitely the most difficult one for me, but it paid dividends in the end, and I got something out of it. So it's worth it.
Perfect. Thank you, Tyler. Moving on to the next question. We will go to a question by Jax T, who asked, is a scholar program super difficult? It's been described as rigorous and freaks me out. So I know most of us here are scholars. If you're not aware of what a scholar is and you're watching this, the Huntsman Scholar Program is basically the honors college here at the Huntsman School of Business. Great opportunity. If you're not involved in the scholar program, that's totally fine though, and there's incredible opportunities regardless. But if we can have one of our scholars here jump on that question, that would be great. Jordan?
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely is rigorous, but that's what college is. Like, it's meant to challenge you and it's meant to push you past like the limits that you think you have. And so, like, for me, like, I was super intimidated going into it as well. But I realized like everybody around me was also super intimidated too. And so, yeah, it's rigorous, but like you're also being surrounded by a lot of people who are in the same boat and like want to learn and challenge themselves. And so they're more likely to like work with you and create study groups and things like that. So even if your class is harder than like say the normal section, but in a way it's almost easier because you have more people who are likely to reach out to you and want to study with you and do homework together. And so like it is more rigorous, but it's not like I wouldn't stray away from it for that reason.
Perfect. Thank you. So now we'll go to another question from Jax T, who asked, what are some good tips to succeed in the business program? And let's have Mitchell jump on that question.
Man, I feel like, just a good way to succeed in the business program is to obviously have good work ethic and have discipline, and you're doing your homework and doing the best you can to your ability, but also using the resources within the business school. There's a lot of resources. There's great you have like a student, you have coaches and you have professors and you have TAs that are all willing to help you. So reaching out and asking for help and taking advantage of the resources that are there is definitely going to help you succeed.
Awesome. Thank you, Mitchell. One thing you're going to hear a lot about up here at Utah State is the talk of the Aggie family. And when I first heard that, I was just like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But it really is like almost a tangible thing. It's super cool. People would be really willing to help. Our next question is from Johnny Nielsen, who asked, what is your favorite club at the business school? So who here could answer that for us that's involved in clubs? All right, Jordan.
Sorry, I couldn't get my unmute button to work. So my favorite club is PBL. It stands for Phi Beta Lambda. it's the collegiate version of FBLA. So if any of you are in that, it's the next natural step to take. But I really like it because it gives me an opportunity to meet like-minded people, like I said, with Huntsman Scholars, but also we do competitions. And so they're really fun, different types of events. So if you like talking to people, you can do role plays or you can do presentation events. If you don't like talking to people, there's like different tests and things you can do instead. And so it's really great because it like kind of caters to your personality. And then it helps apply what you learned in the classroom into a more of a real life situation where like if you fail, it's not going to be like in your job and you're not going to make the company lose $1 million or something like that. It's just like, oh, maybe you get second place instead of first place. So, but then like you can also win money, which is great at these competitions. And then it's just a fun opportunity to like hang out with friends. And that's why I really like it. We have weekly meetings in preparation for our big competitions. And so it's fun just to meet new people and hang out with everybody and just like talk about why we're stressed about life or just other random fun stuff, whatever movies are coming out, Marvel theories. So it's a good time. I highly recommend it.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. Our next question is from Zach Attack. If that's your real last name, that's really cool. So the question says, would you say there are a lot of opportunities to go out and explore different majors and minors? Who would like to answer that? Maybe someone who's jumped around, maybe with a couple majors and stuff. Okay. All right, let's do Tyler.
Okay, I'll keep it short. I know I already mentioned it, but at the business school, when you do take those Acumen courses, it's a natural, easy way to explore and kind of dip your feet into different programs and the different majors that are offered at within the program. So that's what I would suggest is just take your Acumen courses seriously. If you do feel like those classes are maybe it's business management and you want to switch to accounting or vice versa, meet with your counselors. Your counselors are there to help you. They're there to kind of lead and guide you to understand what's a best fit for you. So I think open communication between you and your counselor is key, along with taking your Acumen courses seriously and truly kind of get engaged with those courses.
Okay, thanks, Tyler. Okay, awesome. Our next question is from Lily Hansen, and she has asked, who are your favorite professors within the Scholar program? So maybe somebody that's taken Scholar-specific classes could jump in on that one. Let's go with Tyler again, because I know you're probably the furthest along among us here.
Yeah. So hopefully you're not sick of hearing from me yet. A couple of my favorite professors, I already mentioned one of them was Ben Blau. He was the finance professor. The only problem is that I don't know if he's still teaching Finance 3200. He's definitely one of my personal favorite. Another one is Brett Crane. He teaches a leadership class, MSLE 3800. He's a extremely distinguished individual within the consulting business realm. I went back, got his PhD, and then decided to come back and teach at Utah State. So he's consulted with many large firms, and his real-world experience is it's kind of uncomparable to many other professors. And he too is really engaged with the students. If you want to look at international travel, he kind of helps position you to where you can go to Puerto Rico or London or other places like that. So Brett Crane and Ben Blau, those are probably two of my favorite professors that I've had so far within the Scholar program.
Awesome. Okay, the next question is from Tyler Lukenga. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but they asked, I'm looking into going into marketing, but I'm also thinking about business management. What would be the best way to explore what field is best for me? And I'm going to ask Jordan and Anna both to answer this question, starting with Jordan, since you both have a little exposure to both of those majors, one than the others.
Yeah, so I mean, like Tyler's mentioned before, take business acumen courses. If you're really trying to debate, like if those are the two that you're feeling really strongly about, when you sign up for classes for your first semester, try and take a marketing class and try and take a management class and just kind of see which one you vibe with more. And just kind of try and get that exposure as early on as possible, just so that you can focus and have more time to decide. But that isn't to say like if you decide down the road, like it'll be tricky too. It's just easier if you're like at the beginning. But yeah, just talk to advisors, talk to other students who have been in that major and what kind of classes they're taking. I think that's the biggest thing is I was pretty set on marketing, but I was like, I should probably explore the other majors just to see. And I looked at the classes that you'd have to take, and I thought, okay, nope, none of those sound interesting to me for some of the other majors. And I was like, that sounds terrible. And so I was like, oh, yep, apparently marketing is the major for me. And so just like kind of sit down and look at what you would be doing. Like you're going to want to enjoy the 4 years or however long it is here. So just like sit down and in those classes and then on your own and just kind of think about what is the most fun or enjoyable for you.
Yeah, I really liked what Jordan was saying. I mean, again, it's really hard to kind of decide. And I think especially where I was literally in these shoes, like just a few months ago, I was like trying to figure out, like, I need to make a decision. I need to pick something now. But honestly, like, I think this isn't necessarily the time that you need to make a decision as much as you need to explore and you need to try everything you can possibly get your hands on, because that's how you're going to find what you love. And not only do, like they said, the business acumen courses help you discover what you do and do not like. I have been personally exploring like different internships because, you know, even though I'm a freshman and this doesn't really look long term, right? Because a lot of big internships are recruiting juniors and seniors. There's a lot of opportunities to, you know, just even if it's just a job, it doesn't even have to be like a summer internship. But I mean, what better way to really dive into a business, you know, to really see if that's something that you would like, you know, like doing an internship or, you know, just. And another thing is, you know, career fairs, you know, we have so many opportunities to just network with people and really get a good idea to what it's like. And so I would definitely just say like network. No, like you can't do anything better than just talking to people, and, you know, don't hesitate to try something. And again, if you do decide to go with marketing now and then change your mind later or vice versa, like it's so easy to make it happen. So that, yeah, don't even stress about like having to make a decision now.
Perfect. Thank you to both Jordan and Anna. Next question is from Anna Fillmore. And she asked, would you say it would be difficult to double major if your other major is outside of the business school, and would it be worth it? I'll jump on and answer this question because I don't think any of us here have done that, but there's another ambassador. His name is Grant. Maybe you've met him at certain events or whatnot. But Grant was originally an accounting and a psychology major, which, if you don't know, obviously psychology is not in the business school. It's actually in the CHAS, which is for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. And he really liked that. And he has since changed that. He's kind of readjusted his career plan, so he doesn't have the psychology major anymore. But I think really one thing that you really got to remember is you have to visit with your academic advisor. Anytime you're looking to plan your schedule, anytime, you know, registration's coming up, just because they are a wealth of information and just they have so much knowledge about how to help you succeed and be able to complete all the courses and all the majors and minors and everything that you want to. So please reach out to them. If you're interested in doing more than one major and one of them doesn't happen to be in the business school, absolutely reach out to them. You would, in that case, have an advisor here at the business school, as well as the advisor over whichever other major you choose. But I do know quite a few people that have done it. I know somebody who's doing business management as well as an engineering major. I know somebody who's doing accounting and Chinese. So it's done all the time. I'm not entirely sure. It's not been my experience because I'm not doing it, but it definitely is something that you should look into. Is it worth it? Absolutely, because you should do what you love, and find exactly what it is that you want to study, and and do those things that you enjoy. So, yeah. So we'll move on to our next question. We'll actually skip the question from Julia because we have Shelby here. She's our main boss over the ambassadors. She's in charge of the team, and she is looking up the answer to your question, looking at the requirements for each major. But we'll come back to that one, Julia. And our next question then from after that is from Lauren Weddington. And she asked, do you recommend the global learning experiences? And what are the most beneficial things to add to your experience out of the program? Do we have an ambassador that wants to jump on this one specifically? All right, Mitchell.
I haven't done a global experience yet, but I think it would be an amazing opportunity. We have something called the SEED program, which is where it's kind of like an internship and a study abroad mixed together, where you can go to a variety of countries. I think there's 5, a couple in South America, like Guatemala, Dominican Republic, and then there's also the Philippines, Ghana, and I think I missed one, I think Peru or something. But basically you go there and you basically help teach business principles to people who own businesses already or who want to start a business, and help them get on their feet or, grow their business. And there's a story that Shelby tells a lot about a kid from the Huntsman School who he was in an interview with all these. It's a group interview. That means where everyone is interviewing at the same time for the position. So it can be really stressful. But he talked about, he talked about his SEED experience, about how he helped this lady, start her a company. And he's like, he thought initially, he's like, there's no way I'm going to get hired. There's kids from all these Ivy League schools, Yale and whatnot. And he got the position. And when he asked them, why'd you choose me? It was because they felt that he had a real, on hands experience. And because that program, kind of built his value. So those things like SEED or the global learning opportunities can be game changing.
Perfect. Thank you, Mitchell. Okay, so Julia, we have an answer to your question about calculus, whether it's required or not. This question is near and dear to my heart as well, because when I was in high school, I was in the same boat. Is calculus required? Because if so, I don't want to do that. So the answer to this from Shelby, thanks to her. So if you do data analytics and or information systems, which are 2 different majors, you have to have 3 to 4 quantitative literacy credits. And so basically what those are is there's certain classes that you have to take to cover the QL credit is what they call that. And so that can be filled with Math 1050, AP Calculus, or an ACT math score of 26 or higher, or CLEP. Or you can also do a math or stats course. But those require Math 1050 as a prerequisite. So that was a bit of a long-winded answer for data analytics. Econ has those same credits or same requirements, except they require 4 quantitative literacy credits. Finance and international business and management have the same as econ requirements, but you have to have a C or higher. So that's kind of the answer to that. I guess the answer overall is you have some options. So not necessarily is calculus required. Not necessarily. There might be some options for you if you are just, absolutely don't want to do calculus like I was or something. But please, again, I'll just reiterate this, visit with your academic advisor. They're going to know the answer to all of those questions and be able to help you through that. So hope that kind of helped this video will be posted on on the YouTube channel. So if you need to go back and maybe look, analyze my answer a little bit better, feel free to do so. Another question from Anna Fillmore, who asked, I was eligible for the Scholar program, but I missed the deadline. Is there going to be another change for me to join? The answer to that is yes. You can apply as a current student. So next year, when applications are, there's applications, please apply. Perfect. Another question from Tyler. He asked, I currently have a t-shirt business. Awesome. Where I create and draw my own designs, etc., on Illustrator and Procreate. Can I be taking classes like graphic design or other art classes as well as marketing? Jordan, we'll have you jump on that one.
Tyler, I want to know what your business name is because that sounds really cool and I want to check it out. But anyway, so yes, you can. The art school is kind of tricky with the classes that they offer to non-art majors. So what I did to kind of get around that was, for a little bit there, I was a multimedia development minor in addition to my marketing. And so it's in, I don't remember the school it was. I think it's like Emma Eccles. But anyways, they super easy to add on, and the classes that I had to take for that were for basically graphic design classes and then video and audio production, which doesn't quite tie into having a t-shirt business necessarily, but that was more what I was interested in. But if you wanted to dual major in, like, have your marketing and then the art degree, that would definitely open up a lot more doors. And then with the graphic design, you become like an art major, and then you have to apply to become a graphic design student within that, like your second or third semester in the program. So it is a bit of a process to take more graphic design classes. They are a little bit more strict on who they allow to take them, but you definitely can. Like, there's different options for you to go about it. And then also too, if you want, you can, like, I've had lots of professors tell me about this, like, you can do different Adobe programs, like their tutorials or classes online. And then within the business school for marketing majors, one of our electives is an Adobe class taught by our main marketing professor, Eric Schultz. And they go over like Illustrator and Photoshop and things like that. So a lot of it you might know already, but it might be a good refresher or a good opportunity to kind of continue using your skills. But those are some of the avenues I would take to do that.
Thanks, Jordan. So there's a comment from Lily that just says that we can't see your emails. If you guys are trying to put your emails in, what we'll actually do is we'll announce the winner at the end of this. And whoever is the winner will give you an email to reach out to. It'll be Shelby here, and you can coordinate all the information with her from that. So just be paying attention at the end when we announce the winner, and make sure you get the email that you need to. Perfect. And Tyler, I would also recommend, in addition to that, you should totally come up here and visit the E-Center, the Entrepreneurship Center. The Entrepreneurship Center helps students all the time kind of develop business ideas. I mean, it sounds like you already started going, which is super awesome. But, if you want to take it to the next level or whatever, they'd be super happy to help you with that, which is super cool. So please do that. We have another question from Julia. And she asked, are you able to have multiple emphases to your major at the business school? Mitchell, you want to answer that one because you have an emphasis on your major?
Yeah, so I think so. The management major has emphases. I don't know how you say that within the major, and then I think there's another major that has emphasis. Also has, like, you can choose emphasis, but management, there's like hotel management, human resource management. I think, like, I want to say wealth management or maybe supply chain management. I'm not exactly sure the rest, but, and then, I think finance has some, like, I think finance you can emphasize, and like wealth management, some others. So certain majors from the business school, you can choose emphasis.
Yeah, for sure.
And sorry.
Yes,
Jordan. You can have multiple emphasis. Lily, one of my friends, is doing it, and it's kind of like adding a dual major, from what I understand.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we have a question from Lily Hansen. She asked, if you are in the Scholar program, what classes would you recommend a freshman take? Tyler, let's go with you.
So one of, I think, the best recommendations that I received was to take the Data 1100 and 2100 courses. Throughout the business school, especially in finance and accounting, you'll get exposed a lot to Excel. And the Data 1100 class is pretty much just Excel basics. So you can get a good foundation of that. And the earlier you master Excel, the rest of your schooling will become a lot easier. So that's awesome. I think that's a really good class that you can take early on. Another suggestion is, if you're interested in a major and you kind of know exactly what you want to do, take those classes first, because that way you're exposed to it and you can kind of gauge whether you actually like the major that you've picked, or if you want to pivot and move out of it. You kind of have been exposed to it early on and know exactly you can move forward with a little bit more confidence and other things like that. So those are my two recommendations.
Thanks, Tyler. Okay, moving on to the next question from Jaden Dennison, who asked, is it possible to work part-time and do the Scholar program? Let's go with Tyler.
Yeah, so just quickly, it's definitely possible. So right now I'm currently working 3 jobs and in the Scholar program and doing full-time school. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of time, but for me, I love it because it keeps me super busy, and also it allows me to prioritize kind of what I want and where I need to be. So if you're looking for kind of increased responsibility, you like to stay busy, it's definitely possible. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd suggest working a lot of jobs because it can take away from school. So make sure, like I said, before you come to college, create your priorities, understand exactly what you want to get out of college, and then make decisions based off of those priorities. I've seen a couple people they'll work too much and they pretty much just forget about school and they are not getting the most out of their education. So even for me, there's times where I'm like, I kind of need to refocus and realign what really matters. So it's possible, but like I said, prioritize your time and understand what you can do and allocate your time wisely.
Great advice, Tyler. Thank you. Okay, next question from Jolene Venendal. Sorry about that. She asked, is anybody going to grad school, and do you think a master's degree would be worth it? So are there ambassadors here that are planning on grad school? Anna.
Yeah, so I mean, even though I'm only a freshman, as I've been talking to a lot of businessmen, especially my dad being a great example of someone who he felt like he had his bachelor's and he had a really great career, but he eventually reached a point in his career where he physically could not move up. And he's one of many, many people I've spoken to who have had the same issue, especially nowadays. I feel like it's very demanded to have a master's. It's obviously not a requirement, but I'm going for one specifically because I know it'll just enhance my career wherever I go. So I definitely think it's a good idea, especially as it becomes more and more competitive. And like I said, my dad as soon as he got his MBA, his career went in a really positive direction, and a lot of opportunities were a lot of doors were open to him because of that additional degree that he did have. So, and he loves the fact that he went back and he got his MBA. So
Awesome. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, just to kind of like add on to that, I do think it's important, obviously not right now, but maybe like you should definitely look into it at the very least. If you know what you want, then that's excellent. And if a bachelor's degree will get you there, then absolutely. Like, feel free to just do that. There's no pressure at all to go to grad school. Although it is helpful if you know what you want. For example, I mean, I'm planning on going to law school, which I know is kind of a bit of a tone change from things, but I actually want to go into tax law, which is why I am doing the accounting and finance majors. But I feel like that's the best thing to help me accomplish my goals. So definitely know what your goals are, know what you want to do. Not right now, but when it comes closer, when you're kind of developing, try a few things out. I know there are some areas where a grad degree can really, really enhance your experience, like Anna mentioned with her dad, as well as a salary sometimes too, which isn't everything, but it can definitely be a motivating factor for sure. So just look into it. Talk to your career coach, in addition to your academic advisor. They'll be able to help you figure out what you'd like to do. But great question. Okay, next question from Zach Westerman, which is a good last name, but I'm kind of disappointed it's not Attack. That was pretty cool. But he asked, in general, what is the testing experience like at the School of Business? Are there more written exams on study material or practical exams based on achievement? Do you have an ambassador who wants to jump on this? It's Jordan, please.
So I think it kind of depends on what class you're in. I've had quite a few classes, especially in the marketing program, where like you'll have exam or like quizzes kind of more throughout the semester, and then like your final, instead of being an exam, will be create a marketing campaign and execute it. Or for my leadership class that I'm in, like you have to be a leader in some kind of project that you want to do. And so, but then like my accounting and econ classes were, okay, like what is this? What is a balance sheet? What does it have on it? How do you make a balance sheet? So it's like definitely a mix of them. I wouldn't say there's more like one of the other. It's just going to be like probably a mix. And even in your, like if you have just like a written exam, like you'll still have like, what is this? Okay, how can you apply it? And then, okay, now show me how you apply it and things. So you'll have both. Yeah, it's probably not the most helpful answer, but it really, you do have both. There's not more of one or the other.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. All right. Our next question is from Ellie Growell, who asked, what can you tell me about the global experience as part of the Scholar program? I'll just go ahead and answer this one. So the Scholar program, your junior year, well, each year you take what are called labs. It's just a 1-credit course that each student has to take. And during the lab 3 is what they call it, the third lab, your junior year, you get to go on this global learning experience, which is an all expenses paid for trip, except for a little bit of food, I think, which, generally isn't too bad. But they take you to various countries. I know they visited India in the past. They visited London, Singapore, Hong Kong, and various other places. And wherever they go, they visit businesses that are kind of related to specific majors of students that are on those trips, or they'll just kind of see how things work in the business world in different countries, which is a super awesome opportunity. Right now, they just barely started up the global learning experiences again this last semester because of COVID, obviously. And they weren't able to go global this semester because they had to go domestic. So they went to places like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and places within the United States. But I do know that by next year, they are trying to get it back to the global experience. So hopefully not hopefully, I'm sure almost positive that by the time you guys are in lab 3 and are participating in that, you'll be able to go on those global learning experiences, which is super awesome. Yeah, Tyler, you want to add to that?
Yeah, so whenever I try to convince my parents to take our family on fun vacations, and there was a quote that always came to my mind. It was, I believe it was from Augustine of Hippo. He said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." And I think that's powerful. because when you do travel, you get exposed to a whole nother culture. Your eyes are opened and you become a lot more mature when you interact with other people, because you understand how to kind of see a different culture and embrace the culture. So this global learning experience, I think, is essential in the development on a global scale for the Huntsman Scholar students. And I think when you do enter the program and you do travel like that, like the quote mentions, is that there's so much to learn in the world. And I think many of us kind of get stuck in our own little bubble, and the opportunity to explore and go out on that global experience is an awesome opportunity to really stretch and grow as an individual.
Thanks, Tyler. Okay, next question is from Preston Bell, who asked, are there digital marketing courses available? That's where the jobs are, so it'd be great to know what's offered. I think we should go to Jordan for this one, because I think she's our resident professional on that.
Yeah, so there are marketing or digital marketing courses available. If I could talk, that'd be great. So I know that there's at least one, if not more, that you can take for like your elective credit that you need to be a marketing major. So there's definitely that. And then I was trying to pull it up, but I couldn't find it fast enough. But there are like within your, so like part of the Acumen courses is a marketing class. And one of the key highlights is digital marketing in there, because, you know, we also understand that that's where jobs are. That's where marketing is kind of heading, is digital marketing. So there's definitely lots of opportunities for you to learn it. And then kind of like I was talking about earlier, the multimedia development minor, it's outside the business school, but that's a really great opportunity to learn more of the technology side of digital marketing. So rather than just like the content and things like that, you can learn how to actually create it and how to develop it and like use it on the computer and things like that. So yes, there are lots of opportunities to learn and develop in that area.
Great. Thank you, Jordan. Okay, another question from Julia, who asked, what was your experience like living away from home for the first time? How did the business school play into that transition? I'm from out of state and I'm feeling a little nervous. So could we have Anna answer that question, please?
Yeah, so great question. I mean, yeah, it's my first year away from home, and honestly, I can tell you, you are not the only person. I don't think there's one soul that isn't a little bit nervous or a little apprehensive with, you know, because it's a big step to take. And for me personally, I was very, very nervous moving away from home, you know, because I'm such a mama's girl, I'm such a homebody, you know, and I think just, you know, giving yourself the grace to understand that there are thousands, I'm not even kidding, thousands of other kids that are in your same shoes. And the advice I would give to you is to get in the dorms and find that group of freshmen who are just like you, who are all trying to, you know, make tons of friends. You don't know anybody. And I can honestly say the first 2 weeks of college that you're up here are like the funnest 2 weeks, because everyone is looking to meet new people. So everyone's out, everyone's, you know, going to the carnival, doing this, doing that. And so I definitely wouldn't hold yourself back at all. Just go for it, because it's a lot more feasible than you think it is. And for me personally, I was very surprised with myself on how I handled it. And so I definitely think you'll feel the same way. How does business school play into that? I think this being in the scholar program honestly helped me a lot because of some of my program mentors, and they're really good with really taking care of their students and taking care of, you know, the scholars. You know, because I was a little apprehensive to do the program as well, but when I got into it, I realized it's honestly just a family, you know, and yes, it comes with its challenges, and yes, it's a lot of hard work, but it's a support system, and it's these awesome, you know, mentors that literally sit you down in a room and are like, hey, what can I do for you? Tell me about you. What are you struggling with? What, what can we do to help you? So reaching out, knowing your resources are there, can definitely help you a lot.
Thanks, Anna. That was awesome. Yeah, I would say overall, just don't psych yourself out. We have a great ability, I think, as human beings to adjust to any situation we're put in. And you'll notice that. And there will be challenging things that you'll have to learn, but you can do it. Okay, so we're just going to do this last question here. And it's from Julia, and it says, what was your, oh, sorry, we just did that. Sorry. So that's actually great because we are going to just kind of close up right now. We are going to do the drawing, but first I would like to go to each of the ambassadors and just give one piece of advice that you would give to all the incoming freshmen overall. And let's actually start with Mitchell this time.
I mean, one, I would just say, like coming in, just don't be scared to probably just meet new people. Like Anna was saying, everyone's, in a new situation. So don't be afraid to talk to new people and have fun.
Okay, Tyler.
Yes, agree with exactly what Mitchell said. I think get out there, have fun, meet new people, and just be yourself. Don't feel like you have to change or conform. Here at Utah State, I feel like the student body is really diverse. So as long as you're out there and be yourself, I'm confident that you each will kind of find your group that you connect and vibe with well. The two most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. I think a lot of people up here at Utah State, and especially within the business school, they find out why they were born. They find out their purpose, and here at Huntsman, like we said, dare mighty things. I think a lot of us coming in, you're scared, you're worried. I hope you each understand the potential that you have. There's greatness on the horizon, and as you continually work, strive for greatness each day and couple hard work with a vision, I think you'll surprise yourselves. After 4 years, you'll look back and go, holy cow. I'm grateful for the business school and hopefully the professors, the classmates that you surround yourself with. So excited for each of you. Dream big and go make it happen.
All right. Well, I think it's going to be hard to top that. But my biggest advice would be to step out of your comfort zone in any way that you can. Sign up for as many things as you can. Go to as many things as you can. If you're at home and you feel lonely or you're sad or whatever, and you're like, oh, I just want to meet people, like, get yourself out there, even if you're alone or if you're whatever, like, do exactly what makes you uncomfortable, because it's in those situations that we grow the most. And I can genuinely tell you, any single time I've kind of debated, oh, do I go to that? Do I not? I'm not really in the mood. Every single time I have forced myself to get out of the house and just go to something, I have thanked myself later in the night. So I would definitely, like I said, get your hands on as many things as you possibly can, because that's how you meet people and that's how you really fall in love with your college experience.
For me, I would say just like know you belong here. Like one of the big, I don't know, a lot of people struggle with imposter syndrome here, especially in the business school, because you're surrounded by so many cool people who are doing so many incredible things with their lives that sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm not starting my own business. I don't have this crazy internship with the Fortune 500 company. I'm not going to graduate it, with a master's in 2 years or, whatever it is. And so it's like, just like know that you belong here and that your journey is your journey. It's not going to look the same as anybody else's. And like, give yourself some credit, because like coming into college is a hard thing. Not everybody does. Being a business major is a hard thing that not everybody does. whatever it is, like you're crushing it. And so pat yourself on the back and allow others to pat your back. But just know that, you're still doing a good job, even if you're not doing what other people are doing.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, I would just like to thank the ambassadors that participated with us here today. They're super awesome. If ever you see us on campus or anytime in the future, feel free to just say hi, ask us any questions you may have. We love talking to you guys. So feel free to just, if there's anything you need, reach out. And we want to thank you all for coming today. We know you guys are busy, so taking time out of your busy schedules to be able to just listen to us is awesome that you did that. So thank you so much. We love talking to you guys, hearing your questions. And like I said, if you see us in the future, please feel free to reach out. Thanks, everybody.
Go Aggies.